Oh my god, oh my god. Hey everybody, welcome to Ice Cream Your Game. I'm the guest host for today, Bob of Bob's Burgers. I can't do the
How
voice
can you do the voice so good, actually?
for much
Loki?
longer. Oh my god. Oh my god is my phrase, and that gets me into the head. But other than that, it's just really in the throat, I think.
Is this more sustainable than your Long Island accent?
Well, I think Bob is actually, or John Benjamin is a New Yorker, I believe. So I'm trying to get some of that inflection in there, a light. I'm going for kind of him, you know.
All right, slay.
So I think I could do the New York accent longer without the throat thing. You know. JD is.
I'm
okay.
literally a child.
Literally.
I made it so. I
Literally
made it.
Okay.
It's from like a note.
I have one guess. Look, my guess.
I will say this. Okay.
Yeah.
Preface: my brother, who is also Asian, already made a mistake of saying another Asian person. So my brother's covered Ben. My brother said a character from Squid Games, the Joe Yuri's character.
So I can't guess the same one. We know it's cartoon.
It's a cartoon. The child.
For those who are listening, JD is holding a monkey. Is a Paul Frank monkey or a?
It's just a sock monkey. I've had this for a long time.
JD has a sock monkey. JD has bangs.
Mm-hmm.
The bangs are part of it.
Yeah, my hair is straight and black. I hid my blue hair today.
God damn it. Okay, so like
this is like my normal. This is like normcore JD.
Okay, in my head, can I tell you who I was like sure you were gonna be?
Who?
Jade Chan from Jackie Chan Adventures. I
was because I was like, I literally was gonna do that this morning, and I was like,
yeah.
I literally said that I could be one of the characters from there. I was like, that would be too easy. I want to make it easy, but not so easy.
Okay, so now I'm thinking, I can't remember her name, but codename Kids Next.
Yes, bitch, stay.
Yes, I got it.
Yes.
Right.
I literally recorded a video. I was like, if Ben doesn't get this right, I'm literally gonna commit a crime on screen.
Yes. No crime.
He got the correct guys. You got the correct Asian person.
I don't know the name of any of them, honestly.
It's literally number 3.
Number 3.
Yeah, Cookie Sanban. So 3.
Okay. Number 3. Sick. JD, I think, are you picking up some, like a tone on your end?
Let's see. Oh, it's because I also had the other button on the Focusrite on because I would. Yeah, everybody. Yeah.
Apologies to the sound nerds. That noticed us. We noticed we're sound nerds. We care about audio quality.
Audio fuels
and audio. Yeah, we apologize for that. We apologize for the crime against your ears. You know what? I just realized we didn't decide where we were going to source stuff tonight.
Since last time we were really in sort of the monkey's paw situation, we got to get a different
we got to get a different. I won't be searching for monkey again. Well, I'll search for something, but it won't be the same. We got to change something.
Do not search for monkey and or paw and or monkey's paw or rabbit's foot. Cut the rabbit's foot out of there already.
Rabbit's foot would come up. You know, I feel like rabbit feet does not have the association, the horror association as much.
Really?
I don't think so. I think it's more like a lucky thing.
Oh.
Right? It's my understanding. Having never. I mean, you can buy a rabbit's foot.
Yeah.
I don't think you can buy. You can't. Well, you have to know a guy to get a monkey's paw.
You got to know a guy to get a monkey's paw. Rabbit's foot, I feel like it's more common, unfortunately.
Yeah, you can like a souvenir store or whatever. I don't know what else are rabbits. I feel like it seems like in my mind that people are just cutting the legs off rabbits and not really using anything else. I guess hopefully they're eating it too. Best case scenario.
Yeah, hopefully they're using all parts of the rabbit.
Part of the rabbit.
Right.
The fur, usually soft, I think. It's part of the rabbit thing.
Big chill.
But yeah, I don't know. I've never owned rabbit's foot as an ethical consumer under capitalism. I would not buy such a thing.
I wouldn't even know where to find a rabbit.
There's a lot of rabbits in my neighborhood, I would say that. Not to dox myself, but
like free range rabbits? Are they just wild rabbits or like they've been like set free?
They're like feral, I'd say. I don't think they're like, native wild rabbits. I think they're just like people had pets or were raising them for food, and they kind of just got out. Now there's just like a bunch of them running around the neighborhood.
Oh my god.
They're cute, but you see more and more of them. You're like, wow, that's a lot of rabbits.
That's a lot. Don't they like multiply pretty fast?
Notoriously, yes. They're so I think the cat.
Yeah.
The cat v rabbit situation in the neighborhood is probably pretty wild. It's just like wars going on.
Yeah, like the cat gang versus rabbit gang.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty sick. Wow. I would read that. That sounds like a warrior, like the Warriors books, right? Is that what those are?
The warrior cats?
Yeah.
But what's the other one that's like terrifying? And I watched it when I was younger, and I hated it. And
the Guardians of Ga'Hoole.
No, oh my god.
The owl movie.
Rabbit movie.
Watership Down.
Yeah. Wait.
Yeah.
Rabbit movie British. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The cartoon.
Yeah.
Unbelievable fright that it delivers you. I think I watched it either in school or like elsewhere. It's
like traumatic for a child to watch Watership Down. I think that's an experience that a lot of kids share. Yeah.
And they made like the not live action. They made real rabbits do Watership Down.
Yeah.
They did the 3D whatever.
Yeah.
It's worse somehow that they are real looking animals.
Yeah. Yeah, so, it seems unnecessary. I think the cartoon is. You know what? I'm gonna take this stance. I don't like the CGI creations of cartoons, recreations, like the Lion King shit.
What's the point?
It's like so much less expressive too. Like the beauty of animation is that you can give like so much emotion to like non-human things, like the little toaster, the Lion King. Like if they did a CGI little toaster, that would suck shit because it would just be like an actual toaster.
Yeah, there's no fun in it.
Yeah. At least like not like why are you doing it like photorealistic? Do it like like a cartoon still like.
Who is the audience for it? It's not like the little kids are like, it's 2024. Show me a real fucking lion.
Yeah. It's definitely like there's some nostalgia baiting because I think there's like the whole like I haven't watched the new Lion King thing.
I haven't either.
Lion King Mufasa.
I haven't watched either one. I think it's Mufasa.
Yeah, I think it's Mufasa. But I guess there's like a lot of like like oh you remember Rafiki? This is where he gets his stick.
He's a real monkey now, and then I think they're doing also Moana.
They're doing I think Moana, which is strange. Is it going to be Dwayne the Rock Johnson again?
I think so.
Probably right. Like
there's not going to be another.
They're going to throw a wig on him.
Yeah.
I mean, like they gotta, right? Like
they have to. They gotta. They're gonna wig him up, and they're gonna make him really go. You're welcome. Some shit like that.
Yeah. Well, secure that bag, I guess. But it just, I'm anti it. I mean, I like a cartoon. A cartoon has its own thing. I don't think it needs to be remade as a photorealistic, real looking thing. Is there going to be like a chicken in Moana? Like they're going to have like just a real chicken just hanging out?
Yeah, that's just not correct, I think.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not fun.
Not cute. It's not because it's just like now it looks like a real animal. Like
the point of the chicken from Moana is that it's a little silly looking
and it's like goofy. Yeah.
Yeah. Why do they do this?
And they can do like photorealistic goofy. There's a certain point where it's like reaching the level of like those people that just make photorealistic versions of cartoon characters. Yeah,
they
like how gross would this look in real life?
Yeah, like I put Barbie through ChatGPT and I asked ChatGPT to make it Asian.
Yeah.
Like those types of things. I just don't. There's no fun in it.
Yeah, right. Like that guy on Twitter that just posts like the this is what you would look like if you were Asian or black. You're familiar with him?
No.
He just like responds on people's posts like when they post a selfie and is like, this is what you'd look like if you were Asian or black. And it's just very strange behavior.
Unasked for.
Very much. I don't think anyone has solicited this information from him.
One man is out there soliciting this, and only one man.
Yeah. It's a party of one.
Party of one.
Yeah.
And he always chooses
Adrian Dittman, aka Elon Musk.
He always chooses what would I look like if I was Asian.
That's he gravitates towards that. It's kind of more in the weeb sphere.
Yeah, because he's just like it would. What if I were to have an Asian child?
You think he doesn't have an Asian child?
I don't want to think about it. I think.
Do we have to look at like What's the breakdown of all of Elon Musk's 13
his fucking
kids?
family tree.
Yeah.
There's got to be a Asian child
He
in there somewhere.
has big white guy that hates Asians energy, I think.
Oh God, there's a Asian in there.
There's got to be at least
poor
one,
child.
right? Come on.
My God, I'm not saying the concept of Asian is a poor child.
Look,
your father is Elon Musk. Shout out to your mom. But
the money is the only upside there. That's really all you can get there.
Get the bag. Go get
the bag. That's it.
Go to culinary school. Come on.
Other than that, it's apparently not great. But there is a lot of good company with other kids. Apparently, some of you guys are cool.
Y'all fucking hate your dad.
You hate your dad, which that's pretty sick. Glad to hear that. Glad you guys are on board with that. It seems like most people are at this point.
How do you? I don't know. I don't even want to be in his head of being like, what would it be like for all 13 of your children to hate you? But
oh yeah,
I don't think that's me.
There's no refuge from hate for him. Like everywhere he goes, people just do not like him. He's just not a likable human being.
I just think, if I don't like a celebrity or like a person, I don't go out. If I were to see them in real life, I don't think I would go out of my way to be like, I'd just be like, hi, nice to meet you. But I think personally, if I were to encounter Elon Musk, I think I would have the greatest stink face I had ever made in my life.
Yeah, there's no way I'm giving the respect to that man. I'm not, he's done too much net negative to this earth.
Yeah, I don't think I could be polite to him, I think. Just go out of your way to not interact with him if you can't be polite. I think I would go out of my way to do a little face.
Yeah, it's incredible. So he was like an incredibly bullied child, and somehow that energy has never escaped him. Like, I would want to shove him in a locker. Like, today. I would...
an empty ship container. I would throw him in there. I do. Listen,
in Minecraft or whatever. Like
wherever he is right now, fucking Minecraft or some shit like that. Like, I don't know, Elon. I mean, listen,
just very bullyable energy still there.
Widely, I think the least someone could not like you is that they don't like you.
Yeah.
Is that really where you want to be in your life? I think yes is the answer, but also
being tolerated is the best you can hope for at this point, and that's
if someone saw you in public, is the general reaction there's that fucking guy?
Yeah. I mean, he's just I would not trade places with him. For all the money in the world, no thank you. I'm not.
Absolutely not. To just do a little breath, and then someone's like, shut up.
Yeah, if we're talking the being John Malkovich door of just okay, open up and go inside Elon Musk's head, not taking that. No,
you know how okay, sometimes when I skip a song, I'm like, shut up, I'm just hitting next. I think that's Elon Musk as a person. You just see him, you're like, he could be quiet, gently there, and you just be like, shut up, man. Shut the fuck up,
bro.
He's like, I didn't say anything. And you could.
Exactly. Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up. Dog. I don't, listen, it's not very easy for me to dislike someone. And to go out of my way to be like, shut
JD
the hell up.
doesn't have hater energy. Generally speaking, I will say that. You don't have hater energy.
I just have what are you doing energy? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think for him, I would deliver it. I've never delivered anything before in my life. I'd get up on a fucking pedestal and be like, 20 years ago, motherfucker. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And be like, let them cook. Let them cook.
Or everybody listen. And they're like, all right, keep going.
Hating session commence.
I just don't. I know, I would never go out of my way to be impolite to someone, but I think it's just...
Of course not. Just good manners. There's very
pleasantries,
the right thought, right speech, right action.
Yeah, but. And then I'm Asian. Which Asian person am I? Am I thinking on that Riverside? But I tend to do a little to everybody, right? I'm like, thank you. But I think he would not get one, even on accident, right? Right, even on accident, because sometimes I'll accidentally do it to a white person. I'd be like, thank you, and they'd be like, I've gotten white people to accidentally bow back to me, so that's the big thing. But I think my body would just be like, hold on.
Yeah, if it happened on instinct, you would want to take it back.
I'd just be like, undo.
Do a size up, let's square up, bro. Let's just
fucking why I ought ass. Wind that shit up.
Yeah.
Oh my
One
god.
of these days, Elon.
One
Pow.
of these days.
To the moon, baby.
Oh, and then we're gonna have a little like bang pow moment.
But look, this is not an Elon Musk hate podcast. That's every podcast.
That's every
now,
podcast. This is a different one.
This is a different one. That's not the main thing we do.
We're
here.
not on our genre is not business and finance.
No. I mean, look, we're keeping it profesh. We got careers to have. But yeah, let's get into some random creepypastas, courtesy of Creepypasta Wiki, the only source. Well, not the only source. One of the sources approved by Ice Cream You Meme to provide random creepypastas that we read to one another.
Yes.
And let me check the word count here.
No, I just.
Oh.
Mine hit like a very large word count, and
this is long, but this is such a niche nerd thing that I am into that I feel like I might have to read it.
Dude.
Yeah.
Do it. Start us off.
Okay.
Why is my random page is fucking missing?
Here we go.
Slay, man. Cook it up. Serve it.
The first story.
Serve it.
The Pawn Legion. I always wanted to play the game Dragon's Dogma. Fucking love that game, bro. It's a sick ass game. Ever since I saw the trailers and the gameplay footage of it. However, I lacked the money at the time to get it. Normally, I'd assume a game like this wouldn't sell out so fast in my town, but boy was I wrong. It seemed like everybody in Jacksonville, North Carolina, wanted the game.
Doxable information?
I waited until about mid-September to try and buy the game at a local Walmart. Luckily, they had just restocked and I had just enough for it. Everything started up pretty normal. Start screen showing a dragon, main theme, etc. That is how it starts. I can't confirm that. I started a new game and spent a bit of time making my guy. He was a mountain of muscles with a large afro and a high-pitched voice, and his name Wiggles. After that, the first cutscene showed up. Quinta was meeting Wiggles just before the dragon attacks and steals his heart, making him the Arisen. So spoilers for Dragon's Dogma. Not that the plot is super important here. I don't play for the plot. Let's just say everything progressed fairly simple from there. I started out as a Strider and went out to begin the game with Rook. Showing up as soon as I leave the town, though, there was a rather minor glitch. There was just a slight screen tear and the rift opened up. I figured it was just a hiccup with my 360. The game continued normally from there. Then we reached the encampment and the next rift stone to make my pawn. I figured I may as well make her female. I gave her dark hair and a short double ponytail style, dark brown eyes, a little figure, and named her Aloe. Her profession at the time was fighter. When the rift showed up a second time, the screen tear seemed to be slightly worse than before, but I ignored it still. So we continued on battling the Cyclops, bandits, wolves, and other unsavory types, including the Hydra. So off we went to Grand Soren, fighting harpies and the occasional screen tear. They seemed to be getting worse as we got closer to Grand Soren. Normally, pawns would be telling the player how to handle a foe or something about the area, but not mine. They kept saying, "This is a terrible place we head to." They sounded almost scared to venture any further. Though we had to push on, I wanted to see how this game made out when we were where we needed to go. As soon as we passed the gates of the city, there was no cutscene with the Mercedes, just an empty Grand Soren. My main pawn, Aloe, was with me. The Rook seemed to have disappeared. The capital was now a ghost town, and the screen tears had ended as well. I was curious as to where to go, where everyone had gone. So I explored, and eventually received a quest, The Darkest Depths. The quest was simple enough. Go to the Pawn Guild. Its location was marked on my map. I went there, though I wasn't quite ready for the sight I saw. There were multiple pawns, all named Legion, curled on the ground dead, or otherwise not moving. It was an odd sight for sure, though there was an even more odd was the fact that I was not connected online, and yet these pawns still showed up. Stranger still, the Rift Stone was supposedly there, but seemed to be broken, as if it wasn't used by someone. It had a small ring radiating from its center and outwards, and I don't know why, maybe simple curiosity, or who knows, but I continued on down this rabbit hole. I got to the quest area. The gate was open for me. My pawn warned me that there were unknown dangers and started heading in before me without me telling her to do so. There was a short moment of hesitation on my end as I followed after her. I had no idea what to expect, only that it wouldn't be good. What I entered was not the dungeon, but rather the rift. It seemed different. Again, I was offline and saw more of the Legion pawns at varying levels and jobs, and all with the same name, Legion. I noticed my pawn was among them. She seemed different as well, just staring at me no matter where I moved. I used the rift stone to get out of there, but it took me straight to the bottom of the Everfall, a dark place under Grand Soren that's home to many undead and other monsters. All of the doors were open, but everything was unavailable for hire or any type of dialogue except for the pawns, and they all showed up in groups of 2 or more and kept repeating one phrase over and over. Master, we're waiting, all in unison, in a monotone voice. It was unnerving, to say the least, but I pressed on. I was going up to the path, seeing more and more pawns, their voices all saying that one phrase, though once I left the Everfall, I saw what had happened to the resident creatures. They were the first victims of the Legion. Many of the monsters lay defeated, or with bits of them chopped off. The villagers and soldiers lay on the ground dead, or turned to stone. How I didn't notice that until now is a mystery to me. Maybe the Legion hid it from me to lure me in, or I don't know. All I knew at the time was that I had to get my character out fast. The Legion was slowly moving in towards my character. Normally, I would have tried to fight them, but I didn't because my quest log told me to run, nothing more. So I ran as fast as I could out of Grand Soren. It was nighttime, though, which was unfortunate since I meant that I could only see as far as my lantern allowed, and all I could hear were the voices of the Legion telling me that they were waiting. But for what, I don't know. I know I should have turned the game off as soon as the freaky stuff started, but I wanted to see what would happen if I continued. I kept Wiggles running as fast as long as he could, since if I stopped, it seemed the Legion would get closer to me, and each touch from them inflicted some form of ailment, from poison to burning to drench. I had to use every item in my inventory just to keep myself from dying. I continued the mad dash to the encampment. The valley between the encampment and Grand Soren was littered with the corpses of soldiers, either crushed by rocks or killed by a wild beast. The path that normally led to the encampment was blocked by the Legion, just staring at me with those lifeless eyes, always getting closer. The night didn't seem to be ending, either. I made a dash for the only place I could. The fort, and the Witch Woods was blocked by more of them, the eradication site. I ran out of options. I couldn't go into the water, since it would kill me. I couldn't go anywhere else, either due to the legions of pawns right behind me. And I couldn't fight them. There were simply too many, and they were too powerful. The Legion crept closer, leaving me no room to run and nowhere to hide. If my game was going to end, it wouldn't be to those things. I made my choice. I turned my character towards the ocean and had him run as far as he could until the brine caught him. There was no struggle on his end. He looked almost happy to be caught in the mist. He soon respawned in Casidras, his hometown. It was daytime, and the villagers were milling about as usual. My pawns were with me as well, telling me to be careful of the ocean, as the brine can take you to strange places. I couldn't play any more of the game after that strangeness, so I turned it off and took it out and put it away. I don't know why the game acted the way or how it happened. All I know is what happened, and every so often I can still hear them saying they are waiting. All right.
As a connoisseur of this game, as a lover of this game, I have established, maybe this could be our general rating for everything. We have originality, believability, storytelling, scare factor, and then like an overall. So all of these are out of 5. I've written them down so that we may remember. Okay. As a connoisseur, of this video James,
as somebody familiar with the game, let's get into it.
Let's get into it. Hashtag let's get into it.
Yeah. So number 1 was originality. Was that the first one?
Yes. Originality.
I'm not seeing anything particularly unique here in terms of like just glitchy video game stuff.
Yeah,
you know,
it's that genre.
Now the pawns are like a big part of Dragon's Dogma. You create them; they're like little AI companions, and they like learn more stuff about the world as you go traverse it and stuff like that. So you get like more connected with them than you might like other NPCs because they do like you can teach them to do stuff like in the new one. You can teach them to like catch you if you're like fighting something and you fall off or something like that. Right? They revive you. They're your little buddies, right?
I just remembered what Dragon's Dogma is. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
You're familiar with? Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So that's the only kind of thing in there. But again, I think like if you don't play video games, it's just like any other kind of like, oh, it's just like a video game character is acting weird. And not like the betrayal of your pawn, this thing that you make and go through this journey with, turning on you. Now that might hit a little bit more, but I think it's also like that happens in the story too. Like there's points where like pawns turn on you. So yeah, and there's like in the new one, there's a disease that pawns can get, and it basically can like kill the entire map if you bring in like an infected pawn, and it just like kills all the characters. It's pretty wild. So like
that's
pawns being creepy is a part of Dragon's Dogma already.
Okay. So this is par for the course, but just like creepypasta version.
And it's like video game glitch, creepy stuff.
Yeah.
We've seen a lot of these stories before.
We've had them before.
Oh.
Okay, so originality, believability, storytelling. Did you already do believability?
Believability, I'm going low on this one. Partially because the author is pointing out like, oh, we were in Grand Soren and in the Cathedras and we met Mercedes, and it's like, look, I played the game. I barely know these things. The fact that you're just supposed to like, and then at this point we were in the Witchwoods. Like, I'm supposed to believe this happened the first time you put this game in. Unbelievable. Completely impossible. No way.
You're like, how do you know all this already?
Yeah, exactly. Were you like Googling after? Because you said at the end of the story that you never played the game, that you stopped playing the game, right? So like, if I played a game one time, look, I'm an idiot, so maybe this is just how I engage with things, where it's just like, oh, we're in the fucking forest. Oh, look, we're in some kind of city. Oh, there's a fucking character talking to me. I don't know its name. Who fucking cares? You know? So I'd be like, that, again, maybe I'd be a worse storyteller, but I wouldn't believe that you'd be familiar with like every location and the NPCs that you talk to throughout that after one playthrough.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yes, gotcha. Okay, then we have storytelling. How was the storytelling in this whole thing?
I gotta say it's a little mid. It's for me. That's what do you think?
I think it was like so full of like when you were saying like, oh, we met XYZ, we were at XYZ. As someone who knows of Dragon's Dogma from like watching like Monster Factory videos, creating of it, I don't know nothing, like that means nothing to me.
Yeah, right.
So you like if the person was like, and we entered in some woods, I think I'd be a little bit more like, yeah, I'm following this. But it's like, and now we talked to April.
Right.
And like
I have a vision of like what Grand Soren is, but to say like, oh, we entered Grand Soren, it's like, what is that? Is that a church? Is that like a building? Is it a cave? Like, what are we talking?
Yeah.
It's the capital city of the game. It's where the king is. But yeah, I think that like just kind of name dropping is definitely like, it's okay for like in-group stuff, but like this is going out to a broader audience. I would get more general and more of like, what is the setting like? You know, the kind of like show don't tell thing of like, oh, we walked through like the mountains and the caves and explored these, and we came across this huge city that was completely empty. Like, you know, get into the details a little bit more.
Yeah. So yeah, agreed. And then we have scary factor.
Going basically 0.
Because, wow.
Maybe. Yeah, I'm going 0. Yeah. Is it 0 to 5? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah. We're doing it out of 5. 0 at the least. And then,
because the glitch corrected itself too within the story. It's like, it's not like we're not talking Sonic EXE where like, you know, it comes out into real life or anything like that. It's just like, oh, okay, I died, and now I guess the game's back to normal. Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of just like, well, I can still play the video game. I've not been infected. My computer's not been infected by this thing.
The Pawn Legion. Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah.
So like,
like I'm gonna go play again. Well, I guess this person didn't go play again, but yeah.
Even though they know every character.
They're like, I was writing it down. Don't worry, right? I knew I was gonna write a creepypasta. Then overall, out of 5.
3.
3. Okay, that is actually high for what?
it's a generous 3. Because, you know.
We're kind, despite the first.
We're nice. We've been shitting. We shit on somebody for somebody that deserves it. Okay, for a while, but like, you know,
we're back.
I'd like to share the first comment here. Why didn't you record it? Maybe try reporting it to the devs or something. I don't even know.
It's like, dude, bro.
So that, I guess, you know, they believed it. So
that is now a feature of a lot of computers. Like the recording thing is my brother was playing that one. He wasn't playing it, but I was cooking and I heard like a very loud, sharp scream. And I ran to my brother's room and he just saw a photo of it's like the one game that's like, it's an abandoned mall and you're walking around it, but there's like a big ass creature that's following you on like a rolling cart.
Oh, I've seen that video.
Yeah.
Is it a game or is it like, I thought it was like a YouTube series that some guy
Oh,
made.
there's a game on Roblox.
Okay.
Yeah.
That tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't
And
remember.
he just saw a photo and screamed. So it was
Mhm.
basically like that kind of situation. But yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay. A generous, kind
generous
three to start us off.
This
Okay.
person, another one of the top comments is, "It was okay. Creepypastas about video games don't generally scare me. 8 out of 10." So that's even more
Ooh.
generous than meh. The one below that is meh. 10 out of 10.
Well, okay. You're
So I guess my 3 is, it's pretty generous.
you're at least you did supporting factors that kind of led you to a 3 instead of a meh, and then 10.
Great. Good job. Perfect.
Just ate a shitty pizza. 10.
Yeah.
No questions. No further clarifications or questions needed.
Perfect score. Yeah.
Perfect.
It's like that. It's like a Pitchfork review where it's like the review is written by one person and the number is given by another. You're just like, these don't match up. This is.
So like, I really, really thought that this album was really beautifully written. The production was amazing. The imagery, it was really very picturesque.
6.5 stars.
And then and then once I listened to it, I asked somebody else for the number.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh god. Okay. Yeah. I think it's a little bit hard now to be so much in the space of like video games and being online and to have like a scary story about it, right? I think the most newest kind of feeling that we got was from AI Love, at least for me. So to that, I feel like another like creepypasta, video game based creepypasta scary story, it has to be really innovative. It has to be some brand new shit, right?
Some shit we've never seen before.
Get on it, right? Let's show us something that we've never seen before. We need that new. We're looking for that new sound, right? All right. So that was for Ben's beautiful friend, the Pawn Legion from Dragon's Dogma. I will send you the video from Monster Factory that I suddenly recognized when you were talking about like the pawn kind of thing. It's pretty good. That's the only reason why I know that video game. Okay, for me, I've got one up here. It's called 12 Minutes. It is why'd I delete the document? It was like 1.2 words. 1.2 words, a word and a half.
Word and a half, nice.
A word and a half, 12 minutes, done. Okay, so all right. This one is in I don't know what POTM category means. Oh God, scary photo. Great. It's in the POP_TM, and then historical archive and suggested reading, and then television, mental illness, dismemberment, and weird. So cool. 12 minutes. Okay. All right. In the fall of 1987, local news channel WSB-TV2 of Atlanta, Georgia, was attempting to fill a scheduling gap in their Sunday morning lineup. After a few solicitations by local business owners, they decided to allow the young Reverend Marley Sachs to take the available hour block to do a religiously themed show. It premiered October 18 with little promotion. The show was a standard religious fare and consisted of the Reverend sitting in a simple chair, reading passages from the Bible to the camera and discussing their interpretation and significance to our modern day-to-day life. The show received a reasonable number of viewers and continued to be shown into early December. It was then that the studio began to receive extremely strange complaints from the viewers of Words of Light with Reverend Marley Sachs. The calls were from women, and women only, who vaguely referred to uncomfortable feelings they had at very specific intervals during the program. They described feelings of nausea, back pain, dizziness, and blurred vision. These callers, for no discernible reason, were convinced that it was the viewing of the program that caused these symptoms. It was later determined, after 3 weeks of complaints, that these feelings were happening roughly at 12-minute intervals during the course of the program. The small studio staff checked all the recording equipment, both audio and video, and found nothing faulty. When the Reverend was made aware of these incidents, he merely shrugged and stated cryptically that some can't handle the voice of God. Right? The head of the studio, at a loss to explain the cause of these complaints, decided to continue running the program. Okay. By February, viewership had dropped sharply, and it was decided to pull the plug on the show. The studio had figured it would be more prudent to spend as much time as possible on the news story that the other two local news networks were abuzz about, a miscarriage epidemic. connection. Starting sometime in November, the number of healthy pregnant women miscarrying in the Atlanta metropolitan area had reached over 300. The CDC could find no discernible cause for this terrifying occurrence. The Reverend took the show's cancellation with what only could be described as abject indifference. When informed, he made no protest, merely nodded, almost knowingly. He left the studio after the last episode was filmed without so much as a word and dropped off the face of the earth. No one ever heard from him again, not his former congregation nor any member of the church. The studio moved on, filling the slot with an infomercial, and continued to concentrate on the miscarriage story. A year and a half later, an intern at the WSB studios discovered the tapes of Words of Light and began going through them in an attempt to find stock footage for an upcoming piece the station was doing on the impact religion had on the city. The Atlanta incident, as the miscarriage epidemic became known in medical journals, petered out 3 months after the studio canceled Reverend Sack's show and had already begun to fade from the public consciences. As the intern went through the tapes, he accidentally made a disturbing discovery about the footage. While attempting to stop one recording at 10 minutes and 45 seconds, he mistakenly jammed the fast forward button down. While the footage whizzed by, he attempted to pry up the button with a screwdriver. Just as he succeeded, the tape stopped at 32 minutes and 1 second. The intern fell out of his chair when he looked up at what was frozen on the screen. The image of a badly decomposed, severed head filling up the entire frame. After he collected himself, he moved the film back a few frames, then forward, and then realized that his mind was not playing tricks on him. He began going through the rest of the recording and soon discovered that at exactly 12-minute intervals, the image would appear for 1 frame. Thinking it was some practical joke being played on the new guy, he presented it to one of the film technicians, ready to be mocked. The technician was just as puzzled as him. No one had touched the footage since the cancellation of the show. After the studio had closed for the night, the intern convinced the tech to help him go through all of the tapes of Words of Light. They discovered that every single episode had the same horrifying anomaly. They also realized that as the show progressed, the image had become more disgusting, as the maggots began to eat away at the loose flesh and pieces of hair and skin seemed to fall off exponentially. The tech made clear to the intern that what they were seeing was technically impossible, since the film itself showed absolutely no signs of splicing. And he himself had been at every filming of the show and knew of no time when this image could have been inserted into the frame. All of this was presented to the studio head, who, fearing some kind of backlash over allowing this to get on air, ordered all of the tapes to be destroyed. He told the intern and the tech that he had no interest in knowing who did this at this point, only that covering their collective asses is all that's important now. He demanded that they mention this to no one. The tech easily moved on, remembering the incident as a darkly funny personal anecdote, but the intern wouldn't let it go. He made copies of as many tapes as he could before they were wiped and took them to see if he could find anything else in them that might point to who did this or why they would. A week later, he attempted to rope the tech into helping him again, saying that he believed he had discovered something even more disturbing than the images themselves. When the single frames were edited together in chronological order, the head's mouth appeared to be moving, as if trying to form words. The tech, fearing for his job, told him to get rid of the copies and not talk about it again. A week later, police responded to a 911 call made by an elderly woman in one of the Atlanta suburbs of Dark. She heard horrible noises coming from her next-door neighbor's house, where a young couple lived. She told the emergency responder that the wife was pregnant and that she was terrified that something had happened. When the officers arrived on the scene 20 minutes later, they found no lights on the windows and the front door ajar. They moved in slowly and made their way to the living room. Inside, they found a young woman dead with her abdomen slashed open. The wound was jagged, and a trail of blood led from the body to the couch on the far end of the room. There sat her husband, the studio intern, naked, the corpse of his unborn child at his feet, dying. In his hand, he held the rusty piece of metal siding he had used to gut his pregnant wife. The television was on and playing an 18-second loop of silent footage of a decomposing head mouthing some unintelligible words. The story at the police precinct to this day goes that the intern kept saying under his breath over and over again as they led him away, "The light of God calls them."
Have we heard this before? I was having some serious deja vu in this one.
Really?
I really was. I liked it. I'm gonna have to check in on this because I feel like we've heard this before.
Really?
The story beats sound very familiar. I'm not knocking it. I enjoyed it.
I did like it.
Don't want to say anything like definitively, but I'm like, this sounds. We've heard something very close to this, I think.
Okay. Her or something.
Or I've it may not have been in the podcast. This just seems like familiar to me. Not a knock on it, just that like, oh, where's that? Like that's from
For
somewhere in my
me,
head.
for
Yeah,
me,
what do
as
you
I
think?
was reading it, I was thinking of like the SpongeBob tapes.
Sure,
That
of
was
course,
the one that I was like, oh,
Scary
it's like,
Squidward. Yes,
yeah, the
yes,
scary
yeah,
Squidward. I was like,
yeah,
cool, cool, cool. And the recording of the basketball game.
yeah.
Those are the two that was in my brain when I was reading this. But this felt is very. I love this. I love this. Very analog, very acoustic.
Very analog, very acoustic. I like the TV setting. I like the secret broadcast kind of stuff going on there.
Max Headroom type stuff.
Yeah. I mean, like my username is Ben Oblivion. That's a reference to a Videodrome, which is like a movie that's all about a Cronenberg movie that's basically all about like TV broadcasts being used to like implant ideas to people's heads and stuff like that, and like fuck with people's heads. So I'm about it with this idea, like as a concept. I fuck with it for sure.
Yeah, I did like that. When I hit random, I just got to the. I actually hit to the bottom and the comments were a little interesting, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this one. I did like that as I was reading it. I think it was sentence wise, it was very good. Let me do this then. Okay, originality. 4.
Yeah, 4.
Because it is like a it feels kind of new and very interesting, but like I kind of like thought of like, you know, the tapes, right? The weird recordings. Did you
you figure the priest was involved, right? Like the broadcast was involved.
Yeah, like
I mean, but that's not like a knock on the storytelling there. That is like,
I think it was very easy to connect, not in a way that's like it was so simple, but it's like, oh, it's gotta have something to do with this guy.
Yeah, it's well set up.
Yeah. Yeah, because as I was going through it, once we got to like the when it was talking about like miscarriage epidemic and then starting sometime in November, as I was reading it, I was like, you know, connecting the dots. So it wasn't easy, but it's like a good story that was happening, right? It's not like not cryptic, no, nothing like that. Originality, 4 out of 5. I skipped 2 storytelling. I'll give it like also a 4. Believability, with Max Headroom happening. I think this could happen sometimes, like maybe like old school like stations. Yeah, it could happen, like someone's like airing some random weird stuff. My friend and I were just discussing, like, it was about like, it was a meme of like my friend sending me memes even through the apocalypse, and they're using SSTV broadcast, which is like using sound to sort of create an image, blah 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 kind of thing. So I was like, oh, this is something that you could do now on YouTube. You can just, I feel like me and my friends joked of like doing like one of those channels that are like, it's just the fireplace and it's just like crackling fire, sure. And then like randomly splicing in like someone coughing in the background to like be like, did I hear that? Or there's
someone's head.
Yeah, there's like one video right now of like a satire of like the how it's made kind of thing, where like in the middle of it the guy's like, hey, so people are probably watching this while they're asleep. I'm gonna scream, and then nobody acknowledge it in the comments.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I would do that for something, and I would like create like some sort of ARG kind of thing. So like this is very like believable kind of in terms of like the act of doing it. The stuff that's kind of like unbelievable is obviously like the sort of through the television sending mind messages kind of thing.
Right.
So believability, let's give it a 3.
3 solid.
Yeah. Scary factor, there is a photo in this. It's not.
How'd you handle it?
I handled it. Okay. I handled it fairly like decently. Like it's a bad photo of like a weird head, but it also just looks like the image, the like sort of iconic character thing from like Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark kind of thing.
It's the scary head.
Yeah, so I'm like, I as a child I have seen this, so scary factor, I'll give it like a 2. You know, it's a little eerie in the sense
we're
of
not
like
we're not in Atlanta in the whenever this took place.
What was it?
Yeah.
1987. We weren't even born. We're good, you know.
We're good.
And
didn't take us out.
Didn't take us out. My parents were not watching this. And then overall, I'll give it a 4 out of 5. I really I liked reading it, and then I liked connecting the dots as I was reading it.
Solid entry.
Yeah.
I think it's time for a 2-sentence short story.
Oh God. No monkey's paw, no rabbit's foot. Okay, I'm not this.
This is not a horror story. This is only 1 sentence.
That's the scary factor, is that it's supposed to be 2 sentences, but it's 1 only.
Yeah, it's like subverted my expectations.
There you go.
When the red door appeared in the middle of the woods, I begged my brother not to open it. I've seen that door 100 different times in 100 different places since that day, but I never saw my brother again.
The silence. The sort of eye contact.
Yeah.
That we
just leave some dead air in there.
We're leaving that in there, okay? We're not just gonna...
That's an honest reaction, I think.
That was Nat. That was a Nat. OP rolled a Nat 1, and we rolled a Nat 20 on reaction.
No, not happening. You got one, or you got it?
Oh, okay.
2
sentences. Okay. This was from Chocolate Goodness 16 hours ago.
Ooh, fresh.
2 sentences. They're abiding by the law.
Okay.
The contortionist showed off her impressive talents by folding herself down into a box. The lid closed unexpectedly, leaving her trapped in the dark with no way to get out.
She's doing this alone? Like,
I know. I'm like, well, listen. Like, don't ever eat like weird food by yourself because you could choke. Don't be a contortionist alone.
Don't be a contortionist alone. Yeah, let your friends know that you're going to be contortioning. It's a performance generally, right? You're doing it in front of people. Like,
no one's going to be like, well, we have to respect a closed box.
All right, well, the box is closed.
Well,
sorry. I can hear her screams, but I just don't know what she's trying to.
This is part of her act, guys.
She's committed to the bit. We'll let it rock.
Just like sit there and be like, oh, she's not screaming anymore. It's part of the bit. Relax.
She's calmed down after.
Yeah, so she's
after a couple hours.
Like, don't worry, she's gonna pop out of this.
Box is starting to smell a little bit, but
yeah, guys. Some warnings from us: don't go into caves, don't go into tunnels, don't do nothing. Do not be a contortionist by yourself. Don't eat weird food by yourself. If there's a chance that you could choke, don't fucking eat it by yourself, dog. And Benjamin,
you can choke on anything, right? Like,
still,
just like never eat alone. Is like
don't eat alone. Like, maybe like drink water, drink liquid safely. Yeah. Okay, don't like dry drown, please, God.
JD is suggesting that you binge drink alone. That's the only activity you can do by yourself.
Don't even drink boba by yourself. I'm so serious. Let me double barrel the camera. Do not drink boba by yourself. I'm so serious.
Yeah.
Zones away.
There's a dude that died from dry scooping chia seeds.
Why would you? Don't fucking dry scoop.
Don't dry scoop chia seeds because like the moisture in his throat made him like swell up and then like closes.
Yeah, don't swallow Orbeez. Don't fucking chia seeds. Do not do anything. Don't do anything that could swell up in your stomach. Stop it right now. Don't eat alone.
That's like the rice thing with birds at weddings, which I think I've heard is kind of a urban legend, but
don't throw rice because the birds will.
Because the birds will eat it and the birds will explode. It was like I was told.
What I have told is that burritos can make birds explode.
Aspirin is supposed. What is it? Not aspirin. Antacid is supposed to make birds explode too.
Yeah. Why do we know a lot of things about?
Why do we know about birds exploding?
I think mine is an urban legend from middle school that someone made a bird explode by feeding them a burrito.
The burrito's interesting. I think that's a new one.
It was very specifically a burrito from
a whole burrito.
Yeah, I mean, like a school burrito.
I mean, potentially a burrito could be bigger than a bird, depending on the bird.
So don't feed birds rice, bread, burrito.
Or antacids.
Antacids. Do not.
Because they can't burp, I think is the thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Birds can't burp. Primates can't talk because their voice box is at a different place than us.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we're primary chick and duck. We're like the other ones.
Yeah, so I mean, we can't. We talking. We're yapping.
This is a yeah.
Our cousins can't yet.
Yeah. Not yet.
Not yet. We've seen Planet of the Apes. We need to get different references, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I should have thought of a different ape talking movie. I can't.
Exactly.
All right, here's the next story. We got a holder of the present. In any city, in any country, go to any mental institution or halfway house you can get yourself to. When you reach the front desk, ask with no hesitation to visit someone who calls himself the holder of the present. The worker will look at you vaguely. You have to ask him again. Once the worker understands your question, he will lead you through a door into a hallway that looks like an extension of hell itself. In this hallway, you will find nothing but darkness and the feeling of unimaginable horror. You should hear a shriek coming from the left of you. Start running towards the door you just came from, or you will be devoured by demons yelling incomprehensible babble from mouths awash with vile poison. Why would I do this?
Why would you do this?
If you should hear a shriek coming from the right of you, start running towards the door that your path leads to. Ignore the worker and keep running until you reach the door. If you should hear another shriek coming from anywhere around you, close your eyes and pray to the gods that your death will be a swift one. Should you not hear a shriek, just follow the worker until he unlocks the door at the other end of the hallway. He will now ask you to enter, and he will leave. In this room, you will find only two things: a naked girl whose left hand is a mangled stump, seemingly torn to shreds by an otherworldly maw, and a rusted keychain she is holding. You must look at the keychain and may not avert your eyes from it. You can say nothing except ask her this one question: why do they belong together? Now move eyesight to the face of the girl. She will look at you and tell you the most gruesome story of the present, how this present has come to be, and how it is now, and eventually how it will be. The girl will slowly move towards you. Do not move, and stay until she is but one footstep away from you. She will put you in put the shredded piece of rot that was once your left hand on your shoulder. She will whisper in your ear, "The time has come, and now you must die." Do not react to the statement. Just keep staring into her eyes, and eventually you will feel something being pushed into your hand. The object is the keychain is object 17 of 538. Only the keys that are meant for it can be put on it, and all the other keys shall be repelled. So this is
it's an amalgamation.
Why would I do this? Why would I do this ever?
It's literally like, you should be hearing. You will see. You don't tell me what to do.
No good, nothing good. Like there, you're like, oh yeah, just show up and
you get a little gift at the end. He gives you $1 million. You should walk into a room where there's
no prize here. There's no positive upside. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't do this. I'm not gonna do this. You know what? I'm gonna say that right now. Believability is 0 because I'm not doing this. Why would I do this?
That's some unbelievable shit.
How did they find this out? How did they get this? How did they figure this out? How much trial and error did it take?
How many times did they ask? What are these institutions?
Any other question? Every possible other question other than.
Do you happen to have like a weird ass like location in your building that?
Excuse me, I'm looking for the holder of the present.
Well, what is it like that exact phrase? I'm looking for the guy who has the gift.
Yeah.
You don't get it if you say it's the guy with a gift. You know.
No.
That's a shitty present.
It's a very shitty present. Well, yeah, you get the keychain, right? That's like potentially what you get out of it as an upside.
You can get a keychain out of Gachapon, okay?
I mean,
don't go into the hell room, okay?
You might be going on a one-way trip if you walk into a mental institution and say, "I'm looking for the holder of the present," and then start running based on screaming that nobody else can hear. You might end up.
You should
for a while. It's yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, this reminds me of like people. There's this like joke on like fan fiction of like people won't read like second person fan fiction of like you blah 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 because they're like, I would never do that. They'll be like, and your character got cheated on and returned to that person. First of all, believability score is 0. I would never. I like myself. Like, what do you mean you would do this? I would not. So, what do you mean you should be hearing a voice screaming?
Yeah.
And then you ask where I wouldn't listen if someone told me to do that. Absolutely not.
Yeah. Nah. That's not appealing.
Believability, smack dab 0. Ben is not doing that shit. Originality, Ben.
I know it's weird.
It's fucking bizarre.
I'll say 3.5 originality.
It's fucking weird. Everything the next thing happening was like, what are you talking about?
This doesn't connect at all. This is strange. Okay, that's cool.
Where did the person
real
come
stream
from?
Of consciousness with this, I think.
My mother is a fish type shit, you know.
Yeah, some shit like that. So I guess we gotta be generous with that. Yeah.
Storytelling.
2.
2. Okay. Scary factor.
0. I'm not doing that.
I ain't doing that shit. Not because it's scary. It's just fucking weird, dog. Why would I do that? Don't tell me what to do. 1.
Not appealing. Not a good value proposition.
No, like you get a fucking keychain, I guess. Like you can go buy a fucking keychain.
I can go buy a keychain, dude. I can afford a keychain.
Go to Daiso, dog.
Flex too much, but like.
Oh yeah, Ben.
They give them out for free in a lot of places.
Ben, but like, did your keychain like come with like a dark corridor leading to hell? Was there a lady who was screaming and shit? Did she
touch you with her rotted stump? Did that happen? Like,
were you gonna die though? Overall rating out of 5.
2. I'll give it less than that.
A generous 2 for this sort of bizarre amalgamation of story that we've received. I'm not doing all that shit.
I don't get it, but it's good. I love pastas like this. 9 out of 10. This is the top comment.
You know, you got a brilliant mind, commenter.
I'm glad you did.
You know, you're the audience for this. Maybe we're not, because we wouldn't do that shit.
No, not for me.
Commenter is like, yeah, I'm doing that shit.
Yeah,
put me on.
So like, it feels kind of like the elevator game kind of thing, right? Where like they're kind of going for like you're gonna do like a game, but like that's not a game. Like that's a very specific set of instructions. Like
you're just making me do shit.
You're just making me do weird shit. No, thank you. I don't want to do that.
It's like, yeah, you do this. No, I don't.
No, I don't. What about if instead I stay home?
Yeah, you
mind my business.
Yeah, you go into a mental asylum and you ask a question that isn't
you ask a stupid question.
A stupid question gets stupid answers. Now you're
exactly.
Oh, you got a keychain and you're in hell, dog.
These people are overworked, all right? They're not here to
like they're working. Stop trying to make them lead you down a fucking hallway of doom, man.
Yeah, and then running off as they open the door for you. Don't do this.
Don't fucking do that.
It's not good behavior. This is like I don't encourage this kind of behavior. We don't approve of this. Don't be doing this.
Another lesson from Ice Cream Meme Podcast: don't fucking do this shit.
Don't go to a mental institution and ask a series of questions.
Leave them the fuck alone. My God, shit, Jesus Christ. What if someone came to your job and asked you for the holder of the gift? Huh? What would you do?
Yeah, exactly.
I'd be like, I work from home. What do you do?
Yeah. See, I was thinking the present might be like about time. But it still doesn't work that way, really. I mean, like, it's still not.
It's a shitty present.
Yeah, because I guess you get the key, right? So that is like an actual present there, kind of.
You can get a key elsewhere.
I can get a keychain anywhere. I'm not tripping on that.
Get a keychain, get a key, something like that. I don't know. But this story, never do that. Don't do that shit. I happen to hit random as well, and I'm also in an asylum. So okay, I'm also in an asylum. Hopefully, hopefully we're not being told that we're gonna do shit in this one. I'm tired of being told what to do. Okay, asylum. Okay. No. Okay. Serenity could hear the resounding echoes of her footsteps as she walked down the empty hallway, fighting a flinch as the sound of each footfall bounced back to her. For some reason, the sound seemed harsher than she had ever remembered. Perhaps it was because she had grown used to the overwhelming silence that accompanied her stay in the asylum. Asylums were meant to be a refuge for those that needed it, though they were more like prisons, a mental and physical prison for those who wanted to escape the most. Freedom was no longer considered to be an unalienable right. The wealthy could buy their freedoms while everyone else stuck to the strict regime that the government set forward, enforced by the seers. Through a touch, all of your thoughts were on display. Any ideas that didn't comply with the status quo could land you in an asylum where they would attempt to correct your thoughts, bending you into the robots that filled the bustling cities. Ooh. The asylum was completely empty now, as though it had been abandoned and forgotten. Serenity's first step out of the building seemed monumental. As a child, a seer had seen her free spirit and recommended that she should be locked away before her mind ran rampant. The thought had given the young girl away was a bird in flight, spreading its wings and soaring on a gust of wind. It's not me, I think. I'm not wearing glasses. It's not me, I think. On that one. The single image was symbolic of everything the government tried to suppress in its citizens. The city had less color than she remembered. The sky was more gray than blue, and the grass long since covered in concrete. The trend reached out to the people as well. Okay, yeah. Their skin had adopted a lifeless gray tone. Their eyes stayed forward unseeingly, continuing to look around. Serenity caught sight of her haggard appearance in the reflection of the shop windows. She noted that she seemed older than she should be. It had seemed a short amount of time that she had been locked away, but the body she saw was not one she remembered. She had expected the short, round, and bright child of her memories. Instead, the vision that met her was a woman, hollowed out and spent. An overwhelming fear overtook her when she moved and saw the reflection twitch in response. Excuse me, what is a date? She frantically asked the person nearest her. The man didn't act as though he heard her at all, continuing on with his gaze forward. Serenity continued frantically trying to get the attention of those around her to no result. Finally, she reached out to grab a woman who was passing quickly. The woman's gaze quickly snapped to the frantic girl, and Serenity instantly let go, regretting her actions. The woman's eyes were dead. No emotion or thought could be seen. They locked gazes and stood for a moment before the woman let out an ear-piercing scream. Serenity stumbled back, covering her ears as she fell to her knees with her eyes fixated on the strange scars surrounding the woman's open mouth. The marks were so unsettling that she closed her eyes in an attempt to block out both the image and the sound emanating from it. When the woman finally stopped shrieking and Serenity was able to effectively think again, she looked up to only to find that she was surrounded by men. Before she had time to process what was happening, a needle was pressed into her neck and she felt consciousness slip away as the ground grew nearer. Upon awakening, it became obvious that she was not lying in the street. The smell of antiseptic was overwhelming as she opened her eyes and peered around the dark room. It seemed as though she was bound to a table that was being held at an angle so that it was slightly reclined from being vertical. Looking down, her eyes were immediately drawn to the leather straps across her body. Tearing her eyes from the fastenings, she caught the glint of silver in her peripheral vision. Looking for the source, her eyes fell on a metal tray with several medical instruments spread across the surface. However, it was hard for her to focus on anything other than the bloody scalpel. Adrenaline coursed through her veins, and she started to open her mouth to scream, only to encounter resistance. Frantic, she tried to break free from the bands, but had no luck. She continued to fight until she heard a door opening somewhere behind her. Ah, I see that you're awake. It's a shame that I forgot to put the mirror up before I left so you could admire my work. We couldn't have you getting loud while the process is going on. Makes it take longer, said a man from right behind her. She was unable to see him until he moved a mirror around so that it was beside her. However, the man was the furthest thing from her mind when she peered into the mirror. Her mouth had been sewn shut, blood still covering the surrounded area. Dread filled her as she stared, unable to form a response. Like it's so much that you're speechless, Just wait until you see the rest of you. The true work of art this time around. It's really too bad that you won't be able to enjoy it, he said with a little laugh as he grabbed her head and straightened it so she was facing forward, stretching another leather band over her forehead to keep it in place. A screen flickered to life before her, and the room was filled with a sudden noise that she couldn't place. Instinctively, she closed her eyes, still fighting against her restraint. Now, watch like a good girl. I'd hate to have to open those pretty eyes of yours the hard way. Those scars would be out of place even here. The soft voice of the man whispered into her ear. Knowing that this would be the last voice she'd hear regardless of what choice she made, she opened her eyes and gazed into the screen. They widened as she took in the flickering images. Her struggles slowed until she lay limp against the band's gaze still fixed. Do you think this is what happened inside of the thing if you were in the asylum and asked for the gift, the holder of the gift, if it was if the author was writing it good?
It's a different story, right? Like this is like she escapes the asylum and then like gets brought back in. It has real new metal energy. I don't know if that's coming through for you.
It does.
Like, I mean, like everybody else is a robot. I'm seeing the real shit kind of energy.
Yeah,
you know?
And I see like in some new metal videos, they have like the veins of like metal liquid like going on through the screen as like this girl in like a raggedy like white
kind of outfit. Yes.
Yeah, and her hair is like this, and she's like
and she's like looking at like she's like at the camera like
yes, it's like fisheye lens.
Fisheye lens, and she's like coming at it. Yeah.
New metal, let's go. Oh yeah, damn.
New metal, damn. Let's get Fred Durst on the phone. We got a new video idea for you.
Oh my god, he's actually as I was reading that, I felt him wake up. I felt him get up, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's doing, but I felt him stand up.
The muse has touched him.
He was like, hey, I have another music video to direct. Somebody call Flyleaf right now.
It was, yeah. I think. All right, we're gonna hit our score.
Oh yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Originality. I think we have a lot of stories about like the person who is in an asylum escapes and is brought back in. Only
which one of us is really insane? Yeah, this is
Ooh,
exactly.
Believability. I think.
So is that like a 3 on the originality?
Oh, originality, yeah, like a 3, like a gentle 3, like
gentle 3.
You know, it's a good story. It took a strange turn at the end with all the sewing up your mouth and having to watch video.
That got cringy. For me.
The guy going like, I see you're awake. He had like a fucking fedora on over his fucking scrubs.
Hello, my lady.
Like it's so much that you're speechless, huh? I would rip that shit off and smack the shit out of him.
That's, yeah.
True work of art this time. Shut up. Like,
who's doing this? Elon Musk? Is that who's?
Hey, shut up. Do this to yourself. Man, be quiet. Somehow, through the stitches, you would hear me go,
yeah.
You know, that kind of thing.
Keep that energy out of here.
Get the fuck like it's stop that. Don't make it so that if I read the dialogue of your character, I imagine a fedora being tipped as he's speaking.
Yeah, please don't do that. Yeah.
Please. Believability, I will give it like a 3 or a 2.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's like a whole kind of sci-fi world they got there.
Yeah, like
established. There's a fair amount of world building in this little guy.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do maybe a 3. I'll go there. Storytelling, beginning of it, very like
stronger start. I think.
Yeah,
kind of peters out a little bit.
Yeah, once it gets to the I think this person really paints like a really beautiful picture, but potentially needs to work on character interactions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like and not so like tropey language and like dialogue kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like it's you made a very icky doctor. Like now watch like a good girl. Shut the fuck up.
You made an icky doctor and you did the Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Yeah.
Like scream interaction.
Like
so.
I think you're very good at like the world itself, but maybe needs to work on the characters. I'll give you a 3.
Yeah, like I said, we were getting new metal. We were getting like that energy was there, and then it kind of
and then it turned into like a bad YA Hunger Games. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, I feel it. Yeah.
Kind of thing. Scary factor, not really. I think very good, pretty images, kind of like that kind of thing. Once again, once it got to the guy, I was like, shut up. So overall, I would give you a 3 out of 5. Another. She jumped. Yeah, 3 out of 5. It's like, it's a new metal music video, is what you've just written here. Maybe seek.
New metal makes good music videos.
Yeah. No one's fucking doing it like new metal music videos anymore. We need to return back to the roots. White people, 100%. Get your new metal back on. Okay? Stop making different versions.
Right, since the white boys stopped making music like this.
Like, come on, stop. Like, get off SoundCloud and get into.
We need a new Alien Ant Farm. That's what we need.
And come on now, you guys, get back. Revive MTV. Revive TRL, where like I'm watching your music videos and little facts pop up. You know what I mean? Bring that shit back. I want to know if Fred Durst likes you.
2 sentencer.
2 sentence. Where did mine go?
Open the door, I yelled, barely able to catch my breath. The scarf tugged harder as the elevator moved, and I felt my head press against the cold floor. I mean, look, okay, like have people died from getting scarves caught in things? Yes.
Yes, yeah.
Is it a dumb way to die? Like, would you... It's like a little embarrassing. You know? Like, that's the main thing for me, I think.
Yeah. There's like, what is those, like, YouTube video people of, like, DIY craft thingies? Where it's like, if you have a kidnapper or person trying to harm you in the back of your car in your back of your passenger seat and you're wearing a scarf, you're gonna get choked out. So what if you put a little Velcro in the middle of it so you don't get choked out? You know, that kind of thing. Yeah, I do think about maybe scarves is a crazy way to accidentally die.
Yeah. Yeah, there's like I can't remember, it was like a 1800s, early 1900s, like actress who was very famously like killed by like a carriage because her scarf got caught in the carriage and like.
That's so scary, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
What if there was like a train and you have a scarf and your scarf got stuck on the train doors as it was closing and it sped off?
Yeah.
And you're in New York.
I mean, that's, like, I think as West Coasters, we don't really wear scarves, we're not big scarf people.
Mm-mm.
On the East Coast, I don't know if scarves are still very prevalent. It feels a little old-timey. There's a hint of like fedora energy to someone that wears a scarf.
Yeah, I feel like I wear a scarf at home, but like to cover my ears.
Sure, yeah. Like there's a place for scarves. I've had some scarves that I've liked. I don't know I've really ever worn. I don't think I've ever worn them out in public personally. I'm like, yeah, I'm bundled up. I'm like, I'm cozy. Even like when I was living somewhere that it snowed a lot, I would just like have like a jacket and like a shirt underneath it and like a jacket underneath, like a sweatshirt.
Yeah,
like underneath that.
Yeah, the danger of it. Yeah, I don't think like when it's like the situation of like getting it caught on the train, getting caught in the door, like when people get their like name tag things stuck in the elevator door and they just watch it sort of kind of float up and you're like, well, that could have been my neck. That's why the name tag thingies have the little thingies on the back now. So like if someone rips it off your neck, it just comes off. You don't die.
It comes off. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, yeah, for sure. Like it could happen conceivably. It's scary. It's not something you want to have. You don't want this to be you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just put your hand. If you think, God forbid someone comes up behind you and chokes you out by way of your scarf.
Yeah.
The hand right here, maybe. So your head just whips back, and then you can potentially try to get out of there. But step one, don't fucking do that to someone.
As you can in there, slip a hand in there, try to get it off.
Yeah,
if possible.
Duck, get down, get yourself out of there.
Yeah, or just don't wear a scarf.
Don't if you can avoid it.
Yeah. So
we're
story person.
Get it together. If you're not supposed to be wearing a scarf, don't. It's not that gold. Okay.
My scarf. Oh no.
Maybe get you some hair extensions where you can just go like this.
There you go. Multi-use.
I'm wearing extensions.
If that got caught in an elevator, it wouldn't choke you. It would just come off, right?
Yeah, mine are clips. So
yeah.
Slay. Okay. I think it's my turn.
You got it. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go. 2 sentences this time around. They're abiding by the law. Okay. Says, I saw the words, play again, after my character died in game. A tingling sensation crept up my spine as I removed the VR headset and realized that the game is yet to end.
That's the plot of Sword Art Online.
Hey, this is Code Lyoko.
Yeah. This is a what is that? What's that genre of anime called? The one where it's like, I dreamt that I woke up as a slime. Like that kind of one.
Shit, I know.
It's not. I can't remember the name.
Is it? Isekai.
Isekai. Yeah, that's an isekai. This is an isekai. This is not a horror story.
I woke up in the 1700s Asia, and I'm like a prince and all this stuff, and then everybody loves me, and I have a harem.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's the plot. Yeah.
This is Mr. Miss or next 2-sentence person. You've been watching a lot of anime, haven't you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We know what kind of animes you've been watching too.
Mm-hmm. You woke up and you were a prince.
Have to involve harems frequently.
Are you watching Danmei?
We got eyes on you. So trying to pass it off as horror when you're really like, I wouldn't.
He's like, I don't. If I woke up in a game.
Everyone insists. Yeah.
If you insist that I am now a prince and that there were these beautiful women,
if I must.
If I die, I die.
Yeah.
I die. Let's go.
Here we go. On to the next one. One great nation. Attention, citizens. The end is nearing. The moon and the stars have fled from the sky, and the tops of our skyscrapers are disappearing into the darkness that descends from above. Our mountains have whittled to shells of their former grandeur. Do not seek shelter. Such measures are an act of futility. Sadly, there are those who will choose to pillage and despoil rather than face our final hours with dignity. Leave them to indulge in their vices, for God will not smile as warmly upon them as he does on you. When all of you have left your loved ones in the distant voices echoing through eternity, spare not, for you shall be reunited in the hereafter. I have faith that we, as citizens of this great nation, shall come together in our final moments to face oblivion as one. There are no more wars to fight and no more battles to win. We shall go quietly into the night. The end is nearing. Folks, I don't want to say this. I think that the end is nearing. Huge apocalypse, the best we've ever had.
Apocalypse.
Huge, absolutely huge.
Absolutely
and we're,
huge.
no one's done it better than us. No one's done it better than me.
I'm gonna give apocalypse so
we're
good.
Cooked. We're cooked.
We're fucking cooked, but
yeah, okay, and yeah. So that was it. The pretty short one here.
Do not go quietly into the night. Fucking scream, dude. Do a little impression.
Yeah. That's the whole thing. Is you ain't going quietly. That's the thing, right? Isn't that the Rage Against the Dying of the Light? Is that not the poem or whatever the fuck it is? Do not go gentle in that good night. Rage Against the Dying of the Light.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Not with a whimper. Not with a whimper.
Not with a whimper, but with a bang.
Also, yeah. So this is clearly not an American. This is not giving America. This is not giving our nation.
This is not our one big nation.
No. We would not be. I think it'd be like let's say obviously it happens in our situation, our political situation. It's got chaos is ensuing. We're going nuts. The president's blaming fucking immigrants or trans kids or something. It's gonna be.
He's like, the trans people, they're putting the immigrants through the wall.
The trans people, I've heard they've been working on an asteroid. They're bringing an asteroid to Earth. It's gonna kill everybody if we don't take care of the trans.
The trans kids in their bathrooms. That's where they're putting all the asteroids, in the bathrooms.
Yeah, I know.
I'm JD Vance.
I don't know JD Vance.
I don't know what he sounds like. I'm JD Vance.
I think JD Vance sounds like a fucking nerd too. He sounds like somebody that you'd also want to shove in a locker.
I'm JD Vance.
Yeah, that sounds like it's gonna like master salesman energy there.
He opens his fucking trench coat. I'm JD Vance, and I've got the trans kids' bathrooms in my coat.
Yeah. JD Vance. JD Vance's furniture store. Don't sit on the couches.
Do not sit on the couches, please, God. He's like, they're on discount, actually. Why?
Yeah.
Why are they discounted?
You broke these in myself. Tried them out.
I let you know these things were strong and sturdy.
JD Vance, why?
Yeah, why?
Stop it. My God. We got some really good voices tonight, Ben.
We did. We got some impressions. We got impressions in the back. You do enough impressions?
You had some good impressions. I do not know who I was sounding like there. I think I was a woman behind the 7-Eleven offering you a DVD. Of like a cursed
it kind of gives
DVD.
That, like a cursed DVD or like a pirated.
Yeah, this Dragon's Dogma.
Yeah, you sell Playboys to minors probably back in the day. That was probably like that kind of energy. Yeah.
Kid, if you give me a bottle of liquor, I'll give you this severely illegal Dragon's Dogma.
How is it illegal, ma'am?
I don't know. I found it.
When you go to Grand Soren, you think it's normal at first, but it turns out that when you talk to Mercedes and go into the Rift or the Pawn Guild, it's all wrong. You know what I mean? Like,
who's Mercedes? What is Grand Soren?
Exactly. Yeah.
You never played the game. Oh, you know what?
You're not familiar with the intricacies of the world of what is the world of Dragon's
Dogma? You're not familiar with Dragon's Dogma. Never mind. I don't need the liquor that badly.
Oh, you're not into the lore.
What? Are you more into Assassin's Creed? I got that one too.
I play Fortnite.
Oh, they have the Assassin's Creed man in Fortnite. I do have an illegal copy of Fortnite.
You can get you Roblox, whatever you want, kid.
A cursed Roblox?
Cursed Roblox, that's That's for the kids. That's for you. That's something.
A dress to impress, where if you fall through the floor, you end up in a different universe.
There you go.
Oh, and you're just like, ma'am, I have to go.
Yeah.
She's like, Animal Crossing. You're like, she's just begging you.
Web fishing.
Web fishing.
We thought it was a relaxing sim, but in this one, it's a haunted game.
Yeah, and then when you reel it in, you accidentally reel in the. You're like, ma'am,
it's a ghost fish.
What kind of liquor do you want? I don't need this video game. I'll just buy you something just to stop you from doing this for the next person. My God.
When you pull the fish in, it cuts to a fish-eyed lens video of a crazy girl in an asylum.
And Fred Durst is there. Like, ma'am, why is Fred Durst there?
Yeah.
I asked. He's actually a really close friend of mine.
No, that's cool.
Her lore is so wide. She's very good. She knows all of the video games. She knows Fred Durst, and she really wants like E40's wine or something like that.
We got a name for this lady? I'm thinking Janice.
Janice. Say my name is Janice.
What do you think, Janice?
Yes, Janice. Welcome, recurring character. Janice, the lady behind 7-Eleven.
Friend of the pod.
Janice, friend of the pod. Please do not approach her. She will try to send you. She will try to sell you Animal Crossing, but somehow twisted stuff.
Twisted. Yeah.
Wow, our first character, Janice. Let's go. Okay. All right.
Okay. All right. We gotta do the scores.
Score me.
Originality 1.
Believability
1.
1.
Yeah.
Storytelling
1.
These are the lowest of the night.
I'm not feeling this one.
Oh, scary factor. I mean, am I even gonna? Do we even? You giving her a 0?
I give him 0.
Wow.
We're dishing out a lot of zeros in the scary factor.
Yeah,
we're feeling brave. We're not feeling scared.
I did hit random on one, and I was scared of it, so I skipped it.
You went to okay.
So that one would have gotten a 5 for me personally. Okay. Overall rating
1.
1. Wow. 1. Wow. OP work on it.
It's just not much story. It's like a clip from a story, maybe, It's like what is that one TikTok voice guy right now that's like famous of like me, like the man voice or something like that. I feel like that voice would read that story. Oh, really the one with the piano in the background?
Yeah. Okay. All right. JD time. We've got a holder.
Ooh.
This one's holder of song. Okay.
Oh,
he's holding a song, and
is it related?
God, it's in another mental institution. What's going on?
It's the same.
Wait,
series.
Wait. Okay. Wait.
I think it is.
Okay.
I think it is. Let them cook.
Okay. Right. What was your whole years was holding the gift? My guy's holding a song.
Present.
Okay.
Song. Okay.
Jesus Christ! Is this point blank? Is this boyfriend brother same thing? Okay. Let's.
What Okay. Let's just pause here. 13,000 pages on this wiki. What are the odds that we get 2 in the same series?
Well, what's next? Holder of gift, holder of song, holder of dance, holder of dance. Get a little jiggy with it. Okay, all right. In any city, in any country, go to any mental institution or halfway house you can get yourself to. When you reach the front desk, ask to visit someone who calls herself the holder of song. You will then be guided to a single door leading to a long, winding staircase. It will spiral higher than the building stands. At the top is a door that opens into a hallway. A sudden wave of heat will wash over you upon opening the door. Proceed down the hall. Eventually, you will feel much colder. You must then stand perfectly still and make no sound. If you hear a baby crying, turn and run. No harm will befall you, but the baby's cry will follow you wherever you go. If you hear it for the rest of your life, count yourself lucky. If and when it stops, your firstborn child will die. If there's no cry and the heat returns, proceed to the door at the end of the hall and open it. The room beyond will be awash in green light. In the center will be an old woman turning a music box that produces no sound. It's Janice. She's here. Her legs have both been severed at the knees. And when you speak to her, you must look her in the eye. She hides a spear fashioned from the bones of her legs. Break eye contact and she will impale you with it and leave you in seemingly unending agony to bleed to death. She will respond to only one question. What was the song they used to play?
The old woman will begin to sing. The song will be in a different language, but the melody will be the most beautiful you will have ever heard. Peace and serenity will wash over your mind, body, and soul. Suddenly, without warning, you will be able to see in vivid detail the image of carefree children playing and singing, innocent as can be. Though the scene seems peaceful and jubilant, it will eventually take a horrible, sinister turn. The children will begin to fight each other. Soon they will start to kill each other in the most brutal ways imaginable. They will impale each other on wooden poles, disembowel each other with sharp rocks, and even rip flesh from bone with their bare hands. The image will then show these children, now merely tattered doppelgangers of themselves, spreading death and destruction more horrific than you could ever imagine. You will see a naked boy drenched in blood, singing with delight as he runs through a hellish wasteland pursued by unspeakable monsters. They will overtake him and utterly destroy him, the song still issuing forth from his shredded lips all the while. Despite the scenes of horror and brutality, you will remain calm and peaceful all the while, though you will not know why. When these horrific visions end, an intense pain will stab at your chest. Your heart will feel like it's about to explode. Still, you must not break eye contact with the old woman. She's still there, for to do so would invite such horrors upon yourself that an exploding heart would be comparable to paradise. If you remain steadfast in your gaze, the pain will eventually cease. The woman will stand up, though you will not know how, and place the music box in your hands. The music box is object 6 of 538. When its song plays again, they will all come together. So what are some common characters?
538 of these.
How many? What are the other things they're holding? Okay, we've got. They're holding a gift. They're holding a song. They're holding a dance. They're holding water. They're holding fire. Key ring. Okay, some things that this person likes.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a woman in the room.
Like a woman. They're like a woman in a room.
They've got a stump situation.
Amputation situation.
There is a naked person.
They're like some nudity.
Screaming all of a sudden.
Yes. They like disembodied voices.
Yeah, they do.
Either like a shriek or a baby crying.
Mm-hmm.
This one, it was a little more. This is an earlier one because I think mine was like 15 or 17 of 538.
Mm-hmm. God damn.
1738.
There's a chance that we will run into the other 536.
If there aren't any that many, yeah, it's totally possible. Yeah. I mean,
is it how? Listen.
Yeah.
The category is holders. I'm going to click on holders.
Holders. Yeah, click on holders.
Okay, all right. Let's do. Okay, all right.
How many holders pages do we have?
All items 258. Okay. Holder of absence, holder of accuracy, holder of agony, holder of all-consuming despair, holder of all that ever was but is no longer, holder of ambition, holder of angst, holder of apathy, holder of ashes, holder of belonging. Okay, listen. Holder of all that ever was but is no longer. Isn't that covering a couple of these?
That seems like it, yeah.
Holder of cowardice, holder of damnation, holder of data. I might click on one of these for my next story. Just pick a word. Holder of friendship.
Do we want to end with a couple holders?
Yeah, let's end with a couple holders.
Okay. Well, let's do a 2 cents. Swap to 2 cents real quick, and then we'll get to the final holders. Don't open the door unless you hear one slow and then 2 quick knocks, my father had warned as he left the house to gather supplies. Now at 12 midnight, I can hear the same pattern of knocks resounding menacingly from every door and window of my home. Ooh. So that'd be like
and then like
every door and window. So what we got going on here? Ghosts?
Ghost or like there was this one story that freaked me out so much when I was younger, and it was like a harpy was on like the roof of a person's home, and they would constantly tap on the door, on the window frame, and I think that scared me off from windows for a long time. So maybe it's not as scary as that.
Yeah, they're not.
Because I just thought of that story and I got scared, but I listened to that one and I did not get scared. I was mostly like, who's doing that to you?
Right.
Are you being harassed? Is that the watcher?
I think that's more annoying than scary.
Yeah, it's a midnight though. Pretty scary. Midnight.
That is scary when people are asleep. Okay, I got one from 11 hours ago. 2 sentences. This first one is a really long sentence. It's a run-on sentence and then another sentence. So I'm counting this as 3 sentences. Okay. All right. We were concerned when the principal informed us our boy identified as a cat and would only communicate with teachers by meowing. Now we are terrified since the bullying started. He'd already tried to take his life 8 times. Okay. That's 3 sentences. That's at most 4 sentences.
Yeah, okay. No surprise that the person that's going into my child identifies as an attack helicopter is not a strong writer, okay? Let's not be,
They put the litter boxes in the bag.
They put the litter boxes in the classrooms. You believe this shit? What's happening in my fucking country?
What's happening in my country? They've got litter boxes. They're giving my child
I don't recognize it anymore.
Liver pate! They're giving my child liver pate.
They're feeding my child mixed grill.
Oh my god, it's a treat.
Giving him Friskies.
And now he wants to take his medicine in a pill form, and it's got a little thingy on it, and you put it in and you find it at Target.
Teaching my child to lick his own asshole.
Oh my god, my child's been jumping. He's a cat now.
Yeah, that one sucked. Most of these 2-sentence stories.
I just once again, we're thinking about Kenna's 2 cents. How? It's got to be a really good one. Like, okay, wait.
There's been a couple. Like, I feel like there was like a couple of big hits. It's kind of like when people were like trying to get like comedy writing jobs by tweeting. Like it happened like maybe once or twice, and then like a million people were like, "This is how you get a comedy writing job," and it's like. Not really. Like
it's like okay, I just hit top all time.
All time.
And the one is from 5 years ago. 40,000 upvotes, 358 comments. 5 years ago. Okay. All my life, my parents have told me not to open the basement door, but I got curious and I disobeyed them. What is that glowing ball in the sky, and why does it hurt my eyes? It's the sun.
Okay, it's the sun.
It's the sun.
It was trapped inside the basement. That's not. Yeah, that's all right. That's decent. Yeah.
And then it's like, this one is the third on.
Like third,
okay.
Yeah.
34,000 upvotes, 324 comments, and 2 diamonds. This one's got diamonds. Says, I have been working on stories to compete with the best on the sub, but I'm finding it near impossible. I'm beginning to think some of you are making yours up.
Leaving that one in too. Okay. I don't know. It's kind of like it's an interesting little space there. The 2-sentence story.
Yeah, maybe
the horror haiku.
Maybe we look into that someday.
Okay, we'll let it go. Yeah.
That's not our list. We've added it. Smack.
We'll try a couple. We'll take a couple shots.
We'll try to find. But okay, that's ours
will suck too. I mean, mine's not gonna be good. But
I don't think it could be scary. I'm not. I'm not scary.
Yeah, we'll think about it. Though.
Yeah, we'll think about it. We'll investigate.
We gotta contribute something.
We're more haiku people, as
I do like haiku.
I love a haiku.
I'm into a haiku.
Yeah.
My God, there's so many of these. 200 and something.
Yeah,
let's see.
I know. It's just picking like a good word.
Holder of.
I think I'm gonna do. I'm gonna choose holder of friendship, because how can you make that scary?
I like that. I was gonna go with one that I can't read. I don't know what the word is.
Go for it. Go for it.
Go for it.
Go for it.
Let's do it. Aha! It is holder of Salmacis. Salmacis. The fuck is that? I've never heard that word in my life.
That could mean anything.
Yeah, no way of knowing. I guess let me see.
Sorry, holder of rigor mortis.
I'm not going to read it until after.
Okay, all right.
Okay, I've googled it.
Context clues.
Ready,
okay.
We're gonna pick it up from this.
Okay, all right.
I feel like we could almost skip this first part, right? Like,
in any city, any country.
Exactly. Yeah. In any city, in any country, go to any mental institution, halfway house. Go immediately to the front desk and ask the clerk to let you visit the holder of Salmacis. They will look you up and down. Judgingly, you have come to the right place. They will push a hidden button, stand perfectly still. The janitor will come and escort you, so there's a change this time, into an adjacent hallway and through a door. Once through the door, he will take you by the shoulders and ask if you have met the holder of passion. Have not.
No, we
Answer
haven't yet.
honestly. If the answer is no, he will shove you out the door. Run fast and run far. Do not stop until the sun sets twice, for every plant in the city will wish to crush your body to bloody dust. If your answer was yes, he will take you deeper into the complex. You will hear a variety of screams, both male and female. If you were to look into the doors of the hall, you would see in each a man and a woman sewn together in every grotesque manner. So we have our naked people, maybe. Do not look in those doors. If you do, you'll be taken into one of them and sewn together with another person without anesthesia, and they will forever struggle to pull away from you, tugging at the seams until your skin threatens to tear. Since you did not look in, the janitor will take you to the end of the hall. He will take you through to another door and take you by the hand. He will ask if you have met the holder of innocence. Answer honestly. If your answer is no, he will glare at you angrily and smash your head against the door until your brains cover you. This hall will not allow you to die from this, and instead you will lay there for all eternity without the ability to move or ponder anything beyond your own pain. If your answer is yes, he will take you down this new hallway. It will appear to wind and twist like a serpent coiled around a cylinder. Do not be fooled. This hallway is straighter than any arrow. Step off the true path and you will fall off for all eternity. When you reach the end, he will ask you one last question. Have you met the holder of the another word I don't know, Triskelion? Do not answer. This is a trick one that will cost you your life unless you discover its secret. There is no holder of the Triskelion. Yeah, you fucking idiot. You thought there was a holder of the Triskelion, dipshit. Instead, you must hold up either Object 5. Was that the one we got?
Object 5 was the song, so we have it.
I think so, right?
We have it.
Or 13, the Eye of Light, or the Shattered Hourglass of Darkness. Okay, maybe we don't have 5. Maybe not.
Ah, fuck.
If you say anything or hold up any other object, even those in the deepest pits of hell will weep for you. He will take you to... Oh, man. This one... Oh, my God. This shit's long as fuck. He will take you within this final door and lock you inside. This room will be dark as pitch and empty, save for the door and a chair and an antique clock. Sit in the chair and pat your inner thighs thrice. Pa, pa, pa. Turn the chair to face the clock. Then stand and move the hands of the clock back 4 minutes and 13 seconds. The door will slide away and reveal a hallway different from the one you were on before. The forgotten hallway will appear run down, save for the ivory statuettes of both men and women flanking you along the walls. Though beautifully carved, these statuettes will have the faces racked with the pain of childbirth. Okay. Yes, even the male statues will have distended... We're in an emperor.
Let's go.
Even the male statues will have distended bellies from a child. Their bodies should never have been able to bring them, and they cannot push from their bodies. Do not touch these statues. Run now, down the end of the hall. Do so quickly, for time has begun, and your window is short. At the end, you will find a chainsaw with a diesel engine. Start it up, slash and carve away all the statuettes. Do not let a single one survive, and do not let a single shard of them touch you. If you fail this, the statues will grow to a human height and will set upon you, and will do every manner of unclean act to you. When they are finished, you will become just as them, forever giving birth, forever defiling, never free. Pray this is not your fate, and you still have some time to return to the room and clock from whence you came. Sit in the chair and face the clock, but do not let the chainsaw stop running. The clock's gears will fall down, forming a mouthful of gear teeth. This mouth will pucker. Lean down and kiss it. Be sure your eyes are closed and your kiss is passionate. Accept its porcelain tongue in your mouth as you would a lover. If you do not, these same gears will pulverize you slowly. Do not stop kissing. You have arms wrapped around your shoulders or porcelain legs around your waist. This is the holder of Silmakiss. Finally, she will appear as a perfect doll woman, a mannequin, correct in anatomy down to every inch, all save for a bracket just above her nethers. Do not stare at this bracket, stare only into her eyes. Only the seeker of holders should have made it this far, as she'll say. Are you the seeker? Tell her the truth. For your punishment, if you are not, will pale in comparison with the 7 hells visited upon you for lying. If you are the seeker, she will begin to talk. She will tell you of her twin sister, the bride and holder of the Seeker. She will tell you of her many surgeries. She will tell in vivid detail of the slow transformation into a living doll. Each cut and seam. This is also very new metal, I gotta say. Each cut and seam measure that anesthesia. Do not listen, or your body will undergo the same surgeries as she speaks them. Instead, squat down and pat your inner thighs once per second, 253 times.
Oh my god!
When you have done this, she will. This is the most. When you have done this, she will be done speaking. Ask her, how may I deliver our last hope? She will smile at you and reach out, grabbing unseen handles in the ceiling. She will lift herself into the air, but her legs and waist will not come with her. Now you must complete the body. Place into the pelvis object 18, the uterus of passion. Attach to the bracket object 19, the phallus of innocence. She will then descend and reattach. Quickly hold her close to you, for a circle of sharp blades will fire from the floor, carrying with it crimson silk. Do not let go of her. Ignore the searing, slicing pain in your legs, abdomen. Clutch her close. Ignore the spray of blood from your chest. If you were to let go now, this pain will be yours eternally. She will then step back and drop to the floor. Her pelvis will be missing and her breast will be gone. She will be dead. The searing pain in your loins and chest will subside, but do not look down. If you do so, a madness beyond all others will take you. The silk ring will twist and twirl, tightening into rope with you still inside. Do not panic. Do not struggle. When it seems you will be crushed, the silk will slip around you. You will find yourself standing before 3 doors. 2 will be restroom doors. 1 will have a strange mark. Take the center door with the mark. You will find yourself in a restroom similar to a men's room, but sweet smelling and with a dispenser for feminine hygiene products. And a litter box on the floor. Go into one of the stalls and look down. The pelvis you constructed in the holder of Salmonix, as well as her breasts, are now yours. Become acquainted with your new body. When you are done, leave the room and you will find yourself in the lobby of the mental institution. Her pelvis is object 92 out of 538. With it, you may bear the child of passions and innocence, whether you taint it with light or darkness is up to you. Okay.
There's a lot of you got to connect the dots in this one.
Yeah. Okay.
Are these all written by the same person, or is it like
they must be, right?
Because there's what is 200.
They're cooking.
They're fucking cooking.
It seems like they have a YouTube series, because one of the ones I was on had like a YouTube video of like a reading of it, I think.
And on the category page, it just says they must never come together.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I looked up what Salmakis is. An atypical naiad nymph of Greek mythology. She was rejected the ways of virginal Greek goddess Artemis in favor of vanity and idleness. Salmonic mythology, Salmonic's attempted rape of Hermaphroditus is narrated in the book of Ovid's Metamorphoses.
Oh, hence all the okay. In terms of Triskelion, that is a word I know as the shape. It is this shape.
Oh, like that, like Celtic.
Yeah.
Thing. Okay.
I know this because of Teen Wolf. So slay Teen Wolf.
Okay, you're paying more attention to Teen Wolf than me, for sure.
Yeah, I'm.
I was distracted by DOB, so it's just.
My beloved, sweet former husband, Dylan O'Brien. You are forgiven for not remembering the Triskelion on what's his face's Derek. I have no idea.
I don't know. Sidebar on DOB. Have you seen the one where there's like monsters?
No.
You gotta see it, because it's Dylan O'Brien. It's surprisingly good. Loving monsters.
Okay, this is because it's Dylan O'Brien. I will not be reading the Wikipedia page or hoping that it comes on FX.
It's pretty solid. I think it's on Netflix. And it takes place like right in like North Bay. Like I think it takes place in like Fairfield.
Oh,
like it starts in like Fairfield. So it's like
okay, Fairfield.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. I think you'll enjoy it.
Oh yeah, I see the word Fairfield on here. That's crazy that they go to the mall. Okay, this is if it's on. Okay, it is on Netflix. Okay, then I will
give it a watch. Give it a try.
A survivor from Fairfield, California. Okay, Dylan O'Brien and
707.
Mm-hmm. Because I feel like Twilight, Teen Wolf was like kind of Northern California situation because it was in California. I'm pretty sure. I just don't know if it was a real place or not. What is it?
Yeah.
something Hills, Beacon Hills. It was called Beacon Hills because I have a Jersey sweater. And Scott went to UC Davis. So I remember this because I think that was the year before I went to UC Davis. Right. I was like, are they going to film in UC Davis? If so, please.
You were tied there.
Yeah,
for sure.
But then Styles went to the fucking FBI or something. So like, he's not going to be at UC Davis.
Teen Wolf really fell off. Like, really,
the
last couple seasons.
Yeah, I think once Dylan O'Brien was like, I'm out ski.
Yeah.
She went to the dumpster.
Yeah.
Dylan O'Brien, we love you. Okay. I am on Holder of Friendship.
All
right. So let's see if we can identify and find any screaming women, naked people in this one. How can you do anything to the Holder of Friendship? I will say, we're not in a mental asylum this time around.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Because we're
changing the format.
We're in Friendship City, okay? We're in Flavor Town, okay? All right. So in any city, in any country, go to any mall or shopping center you can get yourself to. You must ask to visit someone who calls himself the Holder of Friendship. The worker will stand and greet you as if they had known you all your life and hand you a piece of paper. You must then turn around in a 180-degree turn, and regardless of what was behind you when you came in, you will find a featureless white wall with a single open elevator. Enter the elevator and it will start rising, and then read the paper. The elevator will instantly stop. You will then be in a long beige corridor with a single door at the end. As you walk along the corridor, every insult you could ever be imagined will be heard over and over again, growing into a cacophony. Cacophony? Whatever. Words of voices completely indiscernible. Suddenly, the voices will all stop and silence will fall. A single voice will say, I should not be here. Why did you come? You must instantly kneel and say clearly, I will not leave you. If you feel suddenly colder than you could ever imagine, you must run. Do not head back the way you came. That way will be blocked against you. Head directly into the left-hand wall. If you have escaped, the wall will disappear and you will be home. You may try again next week. Remember, okay? If a voice says repeatedly, you stand alone, you may continue. Upon reaching that door, writing will be scrawled across it, screaming that you must not open the door. So it's in all caps. Okay.
You can hear it.
Okay. Dead dove, do not open. Okay. You must ignore this and you must straight away open this, or you will be lost forever. When you enter, you will be in luxurious mansion in a massive lobby. Chained in front of you will be a teenage boy, his shoulder-length black hair just covering his eyes from view. You must walk towards him, and upon doing so, you'll be suddenly wading waist-deep in snakes. The snakes will not bite you if you keep your eyes on the boy. Keep your eyes on the boy. When you draw closer, the snakes will disappear and all lights will disappear, bar one spotlight, which will stay on the boy. All manner of things will reach for you and try to drag you into the darkness. Stay your course. After this trial, your best friend will walk in front of you, blocking your path. Your friend will tell you you may...
JD, why'd you do this?
Why am I in this? Ben, why are you here? Why is there a boy here? Your friend will tell you you may not speak with the Holder. Come, let us leave. You must say, I will not strike you down, but my resolve is true. I must speak with the Holder. Your friend will disappear. Where did you go, Ben? The boy will then... Actually incorrect. I would take an axe to Ben. I have an axe. Okay. The boy will then look deep into your eyes with his... which glow bright red. You may ask him, who shall aid me? He will then tell you who your allies are, who your enemies are, and who will stand with you until the end. Do not interrupt him. But most importantly, do not look behind him. If you do, you will see exactly why the boy is there, and you will take his place. Once he has finished speaking, he will smile warmly and step down from his chains. He will hand you a cell phone with black angel wings burnt into the back. This is new metal. This is new metal.
For sure. Yeah.
He will then follow you for the rest of your life. Yeah, it's a flip phone. It's a fucking razor. It's a sidekick. He will then follow you for the rest of your life, but will protect you from death once and only once. This is object 229 of 538. Whatever you do, he will be by your side. Okay, some things.
Okay.
You may try again next week. It's very, very...
That's nice.
It's a good assumption that I will come back.
That's an easy get off for this series, though. That's like...
Yeah, you have a new friend.
Yeah, every other one is like, you will be torn apart in unimaginable agony for all eternity.
Yeah, and then there's Mpreg in this one.
Come back.
Yeah.
Fucking week, bro. No worries.
Yeah, there's like, yeah, just fine. Come back. There's snakes, but they don't.
Give it a shot, bro. You can try again. It's not a big deal.
There are snakes, but they are not going to do anything. Don't even worry. What was it? This person really has another thing that we can keep in mind for this is they love sudden temperature drops, sudden temperature changes. You're cold. You're now hot.
They love us staring into the eyes. You always got to stare in the eyes of these holders.
Do not look away. Okay. The thing is, you're doing this the first time around. Okay, you tried again the next week, but you didn't get to this one part. How do you know? You gotta look at the boy forever. Don't look away from the boy. Say that you accidentally went to the holder of friendship without knowing the instructions. Yeah. You just, for some reason, was like, you said the specific set of words without knowing, right? Several monkeys typing at a...
You do it like accidentally.
Yeah. And then you're here, but how do you know you're supposed to look at the boy forever, or you will take the boy's place and you're now the boy? It's like it's a very specific set of instructions that, like, listen, like the first time we heard this, we were kind of like, if someone is telling me that I should do this, we're like, don't fucking tell me what to do.
Right, yeah.
But now I'm like, who is telling me this and why?
Yeah. So I guess we're in like the position where we are like how they mentioned in the last story, right? The seeker of the holders.
We're seekers, right? Okay?
We're the seeker. We're looking for the holder. We're looking for who's holding, bro. You party? Hey, bro, you party? You hold?
You holding?
You hold?
You holding some stuff?
That kind of shit. So I'm kind of it's growing on me.
It is growing on me because it's like the one that you read. We'd have had to encounter other holders to understand a reference that someone is making. So, do we know the order beforehand, or is it like, fuck it, we accidentally went out of order? We didn't know this was item 5, and we're already at item 28. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm like not going in the right order or knowing what order.
Yeah, we're basically doing it the way we would do it if we were seekers, right? We're just clicking.
Basically,
like, oh, the friendship one looks nice. The one that's rigor mortis.
I don't know what this means.
This one looks interesting. So, that would be how we would do this, I believe.
Yeah. So I like it. I feel like it's got some elements of kind of. I'd say the closest thing, like maybe, is like Hellraiser in terms of like horror film sphere.
It's grown on us. I think that we have a little arc in this episode where we're yelling at this person that we'll never do this.
Now we kind of come around. We're like, okay, I mean, look, the dedication to writing 258 of these and potentially working on another about that many, very impressive.
How many places do you think this person makes you? Is it always a mental asylum? I know we went to the mall. We went to the Fairfield Mall in this one, where
it seems like most of them that I'm seeing, I've been clicking through a couple others, and they all do seem to be mental. At least the ones I've clicked. Oh, here we go. We got a morgue.
I clicked on holder of employment, and I'm still in a mental institution in a halfway house.
Holder of the hearing is at a nightclub.
Damn,
a nightclub you can get yourself into.
Yeah, you're when you get into the club, you want to hear the club classics. You're looking for Charlie XCX in this one, and she's holding a vinyl of Brat.
The holder of the Brat.
Holder of the Brat. Holder of nothing. Holder of opening doors. Is that not the person who's leading you everywhere? Is that
that seems like the person you're harassing in this mental institution.
Yeah, holder of research.
Oh, mental institution or rehab clinic.
Ooh, that one is okay. Holder of research. Oh, holder of research. We're going to any lab or place of learning, so we can walk into UC Davis and ask the sort of learning center person, can I go? Okay, that is an actual question that you could ask that person though, and they'd be like, I don't know exactly someone who has a title of holder of research, but I think I can get you to someone who does research. So this one I think believable.
We're doing it. We doing it? We're gonna ask for the holder.
We're gonna look for the holder of research.
Okay, we're gonna become IRL seekers. This is now the seeker pod.
Yeah, this is now the seeker pod. We are now the holder pod. We're hold. We're holding. We've held. We beholden. We beheld.
Holder reincarnation going to any Hindu shrine or Buddhist temple.
I can do that one. I can do that one for sure. Holder of, I thought it said holder of the code. It's holder of cost. Holder of the end. Is that one? I'm gonna go to the end of that one. Oh. Holder of the end.
Is that the last one?
Is object number 1.
That's
T.
T.
Oh, that one.
Well, okay. I think we found something fun. We found something interesting. All right, cool.
Okay.
A discovery.
Oh my god.
Well, folks,
we've been holding a lot.
We've been holding you.
We've been holding.
We're the holders of hopefully your attention.
Yes, please.
Or at least you've been listening to us. Look, we don't care. You let us run in the background. We don't give a fuck. Whatever, bro.
Go ahead and wash your
It's all
dishes.
good.
You're doing such a good job.
You're doing a great job. Whatever it is. Crunch those Excel spreadsheets. Yas
Queen. That's how I review our episodes. Is I'm on Google Sheets and I'm clicking those equations and then not remembering what equation I use and then just Googling it.
Yeah. That's how our podcast is meant to be enjoyed. So thank you, folks. Thank you for listening. If you liked it, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you. I don't know who wrote the holder stuff, but thank you for.
We will find out
the stuff. We'll find out. We'll look more into this. That's it.
Bazinga.
Yeah. Music is provided by Yager Frank.
Yeah.
We love. Go listen to them. Follow them on Spotify.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. All right. Bye.
Bye.